It's gone. Welcome back to Kimchica's Café. It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy more Pale Beyond. What an adventure. I'm apprehensive. I think we're going to be in for big things this time around. I think it's going to be pretty nerve-wracking, especially because oh. Do we get a gun? Oh, because we have a gun, we get 2 penguins. That's cool. I think we're going to be at a point where big things are going to happen. And a little bit apprehensive, not gonna lie. Oh wait, no, we are not gonna send. No. Back. Can we send just 2? There we go. 6 decorum. Okay, good. We've got good decorum. All right, now I'm not gonna send everyone yet because we have a couple of other small things we need to do. Oh wait, I thought we were gonna make the dog lose. No, that was like a mini quest? Shucks, we might have missed out. Okay, before we assign folks to things, we're just go around, talk to people, and also see what the requests are. We pat its head, we rub its belly, stroke its head, pat its back. Can we just keep nod knowingly? That young woman, Kasha. The flash of her camera has startled my dogs several times now. It's growing tiresome. If it proves a great distraction, let me know. Captain, I doubt your word would be enough to stop her. That camera is her sole purpose out here. As much as annoyance it could be, it would not be right to rob her of that. Alright, well, just let me know. I'm here to help if I can. Alright, so... got no one in there. Can't talk to the doctor. Everyone's sleeping. I'm gonna add to the hoosh pot some tinned food. We don't have anyone with scurvy yet, and I kind of want to save that if possible. So we're gonna add some fish. Okay. +1 available dog. Oh, because we fed everyone so well? That's kind of cool. We'll do a quick stint with the briquettes. Biquettes. I always call them briquettes. I didn't know they were called biquettes. Alright, let's feed the furnace. We're just gonna do a one-off. I'm apprehensive because I don't want to leave without perhaps researching and hunting as much as possible, but I also don't know if we can research and hunt even without the mast, then maybe we're okay. But I just don't know, and so that's what makes me nervous. All right, let's get you interviewed, Mr. Gloss. Let's increase and undemoralize you. De-demoralize you. Time for requests. Here we go. Only grimly, eh? Shaw, put a stop to these rumors going on around about Hunt. That's simple. The sailors do seem to listen to you. Oh, you put the stop. Oh, okay. Aye. You'll not be hearing them whispers again. Great. That's awesome. All right. Captain, I would find it wise to have a word with the journalist among our crew. For whatever reason, Hunt allowed for a photographer with no sailing experience to tail along this expedition. As it stands, Kasha Belford's record is what will stand the test of time when this expedition is spoken of. And would it seem like she has not made allies of the crew? She doesn't... How so, I guess? The sailors of this crew are a private lot. They do not take kindly to the prying eyes of a landlubber, as they would say. Remember, Captain, she controls the story. She controls your story. Best to have a word. I mean, I guess, but it seemed like she was fine, and when she interviews people, they are less demoralized, so it seems okay. Remember, Shaw, reputation can be fragile. You do not need an unflattering image at a time like this. Okay. Now I'm curious, is there a way for me to look at my reputation other than just seeing the decor, like these stats right here? I don't see it, so... Fucking hell. What's it this time, Tucker? These bloody cigs aren't worth the shit I stepped in. You're the only man I know who can step in shit on the ice, mate. That bloody right. Oh, sad. Okay, now here's the dog loose. Got it. All right, let's get some dog loo digging happening. All right. Oh, one sledding. We only do 3 at a time? Oh dear. Okay. So we've got snowy shelters built. Now, with the remaining folks, I say we've got to scout. We've got to figure out some additional places to eat. Oh, golly. Whoa. We got a big one. Elephant seal. But we don't have the dogs. No. Oh, shucks. Okay. Can we not send just one person out? It has to be 2. I'm like, could we make it 1 more week on the ship? We do have 1 more scouting party I could send out, so let's do that. What happens when we've scouted this whole area? This is water. I don't think we can make it there. What happens when we decimated the ice pack? Ah! We'll just have to find out. No! They warned me! Oh, shoot. Oh no, dinner is interrupted by a torrent of flooding. Whoops. The crew are alarmed. Freezing, frantic arguments break out. Even now, some insist staying on board. Most agree. Oh my god, everyone is... Oh god. Most argue to take the furnace from the boiler and abandon ship right now. I mean, if we stay here, we are gonna freeze, and there's no sense. There's no sense. We have to head out. We gotta go. I wonder how my editor will find my report in its finished state. It was a nightmare getting my plague story published. Kasha, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I just hope you get to your editor at this point. Only the Daily Appeal was willing to pick it up, and they were hardly the most reputable of papers. After your award, I'm sure any other paper would take you on. That's true, but I don't know if I'd accept. Daily Appeal is far from a perfect newspaper, but they trusted my writing when no one else did. Faith like that shouldn't go unrewarded, I think. That's interesting, and I'm gonna keep that in mind. Kasha seems to really appreciate loyalty. You ever get the feeling you're being watched, Shaw? Couldn't shake the feeling there was a pair of eyes on me while I was working there. Isolation might be getting to you, Hammond. Probably won't like that. Oh, you did? Okay. Aye, probably. All the more reason to get off this bloody block. Honestly, I agree with you. We gotta get off of here. The furnace is torn from the boiler. We're heading out then. Best tell the lads. We made it to week 7 out of what, 35, 36? We're moving out? Yes, captain's orders. For now, we should focus on setting up a campsite on the ice. Leave the equipment hauling for later? No worries, I'll get them to work. We'll have a camp set up before you know it. Here we go. You're taking that with you? Aye. Can't go a day without it, can you? Oi, the crew like the music. Fair enough. You better get to hauling them lifeboats next. They're a bit more important than an accordion. Aye, I know. Okay, this is good. I feel like we have the time for people to get what they love, pick up what's important to them, and leave. If we had waited any longer, I wonder if that would have not been the case. Arf, arf! Calm, Stanberry. We're simply moving to the ice. Arf! Yes, yes. It's all very exciting. The rest of you behave yourselves, you'll be treated to an extra helping of soup. Okay. Well, there we have it. The heart of the ship ripped clean from her chest, but she still beats for the crew. How long were you waiting on that one? Well, because it was shite. No time for poetry. Captain, let's get this bloody furnace set up on the ice. Okay. Oh, this music is so good. 1 out of 10. What else can we set up? Research? No, we can't set anything else up. All right. Hey, look at this. Aww. Oh. We've made a little home. See, we've had the time. I'm glad we did this. Nutley. Wait, Kasha, no! Now's the last oh God, Kasha, no! Isn't that dangerous? Don't worry, I've done it before. Don't tell the captain. No, Kasha. Okay. There. Perfect. Farewell, Temperance. If Kasha gets hurt, I will be so mad. Captain, I hope your new lodgings are to your comfort. If not, I'm afraid you will have to power through until rescue. We say goodbye to the Temperance, but our work is far from over. What's our next order of business? You've done well to already strip the lower decks of the ship. Perhaps the wildlife should be our next focus. Regardless, we need our wits about us. We stand alone against the ice now. All right, let's do a quick... Before we conclude this week 7, let's do a quick run around camp, see what folks are saying, see what the morale is like. As you pass by, you see Kasha adjusting her camera as she stands, partially obscured as she finds the right angle for shots. As you step to her side, she raises her head and looks to you. What are you taking photos of? The crew, of course. This is quite the unique situation we're in. I want to capture the mood. Maybe I could place it beside our initial crew photos, compare it and contrast. Oh, that's brilliant. I feel like Kasha is spending so much time behind the camera, and it's important to document, but I would hope that we can get her to move in front of it in the sense of integrating herself with the crew, because I do think Templeton brought up a good point that if she doesn't build relationships with the others, it could mean life or death when something goes down. You don't have to capture everything, you know. You can join the others if you wish. Kasha's eyes dart to the crew, briefly lingering on the statue of Kurt. And back to you. Do we have a romance brewing? I think I'm better off in the background, taking pictures. From a distance. Do you dislike Kurt? Do you dislike or like Kurt? What's happening here? Not at all. I don't dislike Kurt. It's simply that I followed Kurt's expeditions a lot as a child. So seeing him in person is odd. Kurt doesn't bite. He certainly barks, quite loudly at that. But you're right. I'm just being nervous. It's more that up until now he's been an idea. Does that make any sense? Kurt is just another person, like you or I. I suppose so. Well, I'll leave you be. I'm still looking for the right shot. Okay. So let's see, we've got the hoosh pot. Let's add in, we don't have too much, but we'll add what we can. I'll have to go shopping. By shopping, I mean hunting soon. Enter the request tent. All right, so here's the request tent. Oh, Templeton's here. Shaw, it's been quite some time since we met. When I first met you at the docks, I found it difficult to read you. Are your thoughts different now? That remains to be seen, does it not? I can say I did not see this turn of events ahead of us. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. Oh wow, there's a lot happening. And there I was, face to face with a leopard seal. Dangerous creatures cannot be mistaken for your average seal. Did it get the seal of approval? Hey! Natural hunters, much faster on land than you'd expect. How'd you deal with that then? I was lucky. I had my hunting shotgun at the ready. We were feasting on leopard seal that night. Of course, all the times the crew weren't filming. Pull the other one. It's true! This other time Kurt continues to ramble on. It seems he'll be at this for a while. Well, as long as folks are entertained. You get your photos snapped by that photographer too? Aye. She's a landlubber for sure. Treating us like we're some novelty. I don't have much problem with it. Good conversation, at least. I'd rather less good conversation out here. Okay, so it seems like Cavity's the one that really doesn't appreciate that. Good to see you don't hide away from the crew in the evening shot. Oh, Junior noticed. All right. Didn't know what to make of you at first. I understand I'm hard to place. No doubt. But I'd say you place better than most. Junior, I appreciate you. A crew member approaches you during dinner. Captain, you look like you could use some more to eat. Taking up the responsibility of captain is admirable, as it is unenviable. Please, help yourself to some of my own rations. Frankly, I'm stuffed. Thank you, but there's no need. I don't want to take your food. Oh, well, the offer's always there. York III returns to their seated position as the others in the crew look at them with annoyed expressions. It would appear their attempts at gratifying command was unsuccessful. So we've got a little bit of a... York is maybe trying to suck up a little bit. They're offering me food. The others are looking at them suspiciously, so keep an eye on that dynamic for sure. Can't tend to the furnace if I'm yabbing to ya. Night. All right. Night, Hammond. Sweet dreams. Good evening, Captain. Will this take long? The dogs are fed and rested. However, I dislike leaving them alone. You've trained them well. There won't be any issue. That would be my hope, but you can never be certain. They are kind of far away. I hope that they don't, I hope that they don't get hurt or like a animal can attack them, you know? You pat its back. You bark at it. Woof woof. You tickle it behind the ears. Okay. We did our interactions with the pups. Been trying to come up with a new song. Something about seals, I'm thinking. Hard to think, though. Winds are too distracting. But I haven't had a new song in the wild. You're the creative sort, then. I suppose. Don't write anything down. It's just off the top of my head. That's cool. Evening, Shaw. I've been thinking about our pay once we return to land lately. Don't mistake me for the avaricious sort, but I do have expenses to pay. Before we departed, I received a letter from one of my daughters. Oh, you've got kids. You've got multiple kids. You said one of my daughters. Asking to cover the cost of her stage school. Be ashamed to promise a luxury only to retract it, don't you think? I wasn't aware you had a daughter. Not gonna answer the question. 2, in fact. Both with the first wife. All right. Notice. Did not actually confirm nor deny that I would be giving him more or less pay. Lefty. That photographer Belford? What about her? Did she come snooping around your tent as well? Aye, I caught her prying a couple of times. I can guess. She found nothing on you? No, she did not. We could all learn something from you, Tashi. Now, that could be just a normal conversation, but I'm wondering between Lefty and Tashi what they could be talking about. Like, what would they be worried about someone finding? Okay, we can't take anyone else out on an expedition, but it does look like we can continue to expedite to journey. So that's good. Okay, I did a once over. I think I've talked to everyone, so let's close up for the week. All right, we're gonna stick to... What can we remember will become malnourished? No. So far, we've done okay with the food. So I'm gonna keep us on normal food rations for now. And fuel. We've got 2 penguins to research, and Runt's daw became freezing. No! No! Oh dear. Mr. Zack is no longer demoralized. But Mr. Zack has been cured of freezing. Oh god, Gnome's freezing has progressed into frostbite. Oh, geez. This is not good. Ooh. Ooh. All right, 5 weeks. It's been 5 weeks. All right, let us... Are you just gonna keep standing there or give us something to burn? Okay, well, we've got some timber. We'll keep that going. And we'll go feed the hoosh pot with the penguins that we got. Oh dear. Maybe I should have gone on half rations. Ugh. Well, too late now. We've committed. Kurt. Ah, doctor, how are you holding? Still finding yourself with bouts of sickness? No, that isn't a problem. It was only seasickness. Now that we're no longer at sea, my stomach's settled. For the most part. If you ever feel the queasiness set in once more, I learned an old trick in my travels. Simply close your eyes and count backwards from 10. That sounds like the worst way to cure any sort of nausea, seasickness, dizziness. Closing your eyes, just complete, for me at least, totally disorients me. The worst. Worked me a treat in my youth. Right, I'll try that. Yeah, please don't. I don't think it'll be very good. Okay, let's see. We've got Kasha. Let's do an interview with someone who's demoralized. Frozen and demoralized. Run star. Okay. They joined the photographer. Let's do research for some medical comforts. We're not going to be able to do research by scouting, but that's okay. We'll focus on food otherwise. Let's put... Oh, I can't put you in the med bay. Oh, curative status effects by the end of the week. Oh. Well, now I know. Next time I'll just put them in the med bay. Take them out for a brief moment. Right, before we do scouting, let's enter the request tent. Oh dear. Continue to watch. Oh God! It's gone. Oh no. I thought maybe it would split in half and we could like at least keep the top, but it's totally gone. This is what happened to the other ship, the Viscount. Heads hang low amongst the crew. Everyone's demoralized. God, no. Stop, no. I'm so sorry, everyone. I mean, it's gotta feel different. It's like you know what's gonna happen, but seeing your one literal kind of lifeboat vanish before your very eyes has got to be the just worst feeling. We gotta bust out the ale tonight. All right, Kasha, what's up? Captain, take a look at this. Before the ship sank, I was checking the cabins of, well, the missing crew. Seems they left behind a good amount of their belongings. A few good books and the like. Not much use for them now. I'd put them at the top of the list to burn for fuel. We can't do that. Yes, we can. We are in need as much fuel as we can find, Belford. You would need good reason to preserve them. These aren't simply novels and the missing crew brought with them for leisure. They left their journals behind, their diaries, logs of their life on the ship and before. This can't be burned. Captain, I request that I hold these journals for my report. I think the rest of the crew would appreciate their stories being preserved. I suppose the sailors would not kindly take to burning the remnants of their lost colleagues. Aye, but what else do we have? Not much else we can burn, is there? I'm sorry, Hammond, but we're gonna keep it. What is a book gonna do? You know, how much fuel will that really provide us? We need to go get a bigger source of fuel. Keep the books for your report. Better find something to burn then, Captain. Can't well hold on to bloody well everything. Thank you, Captain. I'll ensure that their story is told. Won't be able to do that if we freeze to death. He does have a point. Shaw, I don't suppose you've been keeping track of the days. Of course I have. Well, you'll be pleased to know that today is Imbolg. Yes! I totally knew today was Imbolg. I'm not aware of such an occasion. Not surprised you wouldn't recognize it. To us, it's a major holiday. Don't expect to ask the day off. No, Imbolg often comes with a traditional feast. I thought it might be good to hold one for the sailors' sake. Oh man, that's a good bump in decorum. Let's do it. Feast. Aye, I'll see to it. I'll make sure they'll have the best Imbolg feast they can. It's a net better gain of loyalty from one person I actually really care about versus Templeton. So I appreciate that. Now, we do have some demoralized folks. We have some folks who are freezing. I'm going to try to send a few people out to scout for food if we can. Oh, large game is dangerous. Despite how many are assigned, a person will be wounded. Okay, well, we'll have to go for it. It's a risk I'm going to have to take at this point. Oh, we need engineers for this. Oh, it's a science run, that's why. Let's do another scout. Ooh, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's send Beyond. And we're gonna call that good for hunting this week. Woof. Here we go. Do you have any experience with cameras? No, but they can't be too complicated. Why? Did you go and break yours? No, but I was wondering that if something did happen, you would at least have some parts to fix it with. Aye, I should. Question is if I want to waste good parts on a bloody camera. Spare parts? You're hardly going to be wasting them. What more could some spare scrap be used for? You have no idea. I mean, Hammond is correct so much of the time. What is this? Oh, this might be, I feel like that might be a slight bug. You never know what scraps may be useful. I really don't want to miss any interactions, potential interactions. Okay, we're gonna pet the dogs. Again, if anything were to happen to Cordell, I would like to think, A, that nothing would happen to Cordell, but B, maybe building a relationship with the dogs means we can still utilize them effectively. The crew, oh, this is such a cozy scene. Oh, there's Templeton keeping his food away from a dog. The crew returned to their posts. Despite the time, it's still bright light outside. Okay, well, we feasted. I hope people feel a little bit better. At least a little bit. We're at 88 decorum. Spirits are relatively high. To Imbolg. To Imbolg. To Imbolg. Aye, to Imbolg. How'd you talk Shaw into this? Wasn't hard at all. Good to hear. All right, lads. It'll be a while before we get to eat like this again. Soak it in. I think it's important to kick off this really horrible thing that's happening with at least some good events. I'm gonna call it a night. See you for breakfast. Okay. One of Templeton's team tried to talk to me while I was working. They were going on and on about their spouse or something. Ended up telling them to fuck off. Think they got the message. Come now, Hammond. Are you married yourself? Do I look married to you, Captain? None of your business, anyway. You didn't... Okay, no personal questions, I see. Watching these young pups. Don't know how I had that much energy at once. I feel the same. Lefty and I are best friends. I'm also a lefty. Left-handed, though. Ah, you're not alone there, friend. I'd remember days I moved without this cane. Harder to remember having both eyes. They'll look like us one day. Well, let's hope not. It's the older generations hoping for the younger to have less suffering and less pain. Does not bode well that we're out here, though. I must retire for the evening. I'll see you for the morning's requests. All right, nothing new from my good old buddy Templeton. Oh, we've got some... Uh-oh, what's happening here? At the kennels, you spot a pair of dogs engaged in aggressive conflict. Teeth bared and snarling, the two creatures snap at each other. Cordell is nowhere to be seen, but the kennel master's whip has been left aside, resting atop a crate. As you look on, the fight begins to intensify. I was just saying how if Cordell isn't around, if I can potentially alleviate some of what's going on with the dogs. I feel like if I leave and they fight and one dog gets hurt, that's going to be horrible. So I'm going to just like crack the whip and try to scare them, to like surprise them away. You take the whip from atop the crate and you turn your attention to the two sparring animals. As you raise the whip, readying it to crack, when a voice interrupts behind you. Just what do you think you're doing, Shaw? Turn to see... I was trying to help! Turn to see Cordell standing at you with a glare. Put that silly thing down. The whip is only for matters of life and death. Neither of them are going for their throat. These boisterous displays are common among the pack. A simple feed and they'll stop. Cordell takes the whip from your hand and places it back atop the crate. Shaw, if you see something that concerns my pack, inform me before you decide to do something foolish. Okay. But I didn't know! You should teach me a little bit about your dogs, because otherwise I'm going to be lost like this. So we can maybe pet them. Again, is this building relationship? I don't know, but we're doing it. Okay, we've got Kurt hanging out over here. It's rather morbid, Shaw, but our last conversation had me wondering about those children of mine. Specifically, I wondered on whether I'd see them again. It's not something you should imagine, I know, but that threat always exists on these expeditions. I signed on knowing that. We need to carry Faye. Honestly, we have to just believe that we're gonna make it. Of course, of course. Don't mistake me for a lost soul who's given up all hope. Still, I'd be a fool to pretend there's no risk out here. That is true. He stares at you before nodding to his sleeping bag. All right, have a good night, my friend. Everyone else seems to be rested. I don't see anything else for us to do. Can I bust out the ale? Medical comforts. Oh, we have medical comforts. I wonder if we could use them. At least on one person. Maybe. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Do you need something? When did you become a doctor? Oh, that was quite recent. I'm young in this line of work. Do you think I could be a Rund wants to be a doctor? Yes. Oh my gosh. Mentor. Nutley, you have a protege. Well, if you study, yes. Can I have one of your books? Of course. The doctor hands him a small book, and Runt leaves excited. Yeah! Oh my gosh, that's perfect! Captain, is there anything you miss? I don't mean anything important. I'm sure there are people you miss, but I mean small comforts. Does warmth qualify? I would say the people, mostly. Not exactly a small comfort, but I understand. It's difficult to not think about my family. Personally, I miss tea. I would drink a cup every morning and night before sleep. I didn't think I would miss such a simple habit so much. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We've got the med bay. We can't drop a scientist in there, but I feel like we have other... Wow, Grimly really doesn't like me. I thought we were doing okay. 5 doesn't. Kurt's fine. All these people, I swear, I thought they liked me just a little bit more than they do. Okay, demoralized. Does that count as a medical status effect that needs curing? Okay, well, we've got frostbite here, so I'll command them to rest. And until I can put 2 folks in the med bay, or more, it doesn't make sense to use medical comforts because it will instantly cure all the crew. Captain, the sailor folk among the crew seem resistant to my report. Saltborn people are rather private about their culture, especially when someone like myself is asking. I'm wondering, is my report invasive? Am I taking advantage? I mean, there is this voyeuristic element, right? You are coming from outside, trying to tell the world their story without necessarily asking, A, if they want their story to be told or how. You're telling an objective story. I don't believe that. Perhaps a step back is necessary. You needn't expose their culture to the world, which is kind of like, that's sort of a moot point because in this culture, their culture and the expedition are so intertwined. I think this is not what Kasha wants to hear, and I'll probably lose a little loyalty, but I'm going to go with perhaps taking a step back as necessary. I swear that isn't my intent, Captain. I simply observe. Intention is different from the actual, like, reaction to what's happening, the actual result of what's going on. If that becomes an issue, I promise to ease up. If you're asking, it's an issue. If you're already feeling this way, it's an issue. Oh, Kasha, I adore you, but gotta think a little bit harder. It looks like we've gotten everything done that we need to for today. So let's see what happens as we move into week 9. I'm thinking we need to start going down to half rations and half fuel rations. But, this means people become malnourished and develop okay, fuel, let's not go down. We cannot do that. But rations for food, I think we may need to. We've got 2 elephant seals, 2 crab eater seals. The dogs are rested. Tashi became freezing. We're gonna have 1 wounded. Yep. So Tashi's gonna have to go into, oh God. We're gonna have to fill the med bay. No longer demoralized. All right. And cured of freezing. Heck yes. And dig. Oh, everyone's demoralized. Freezing has progressed to frostbite. We need a bigger... Demoralized. No. Oh, God. Everyone, stop. Everyone's just demoralized. Okay, we're going to bust out the booze, put everyone in the med bay, and try and salvage this. This is bad. We're only on week 9, and we need to make it to week like 35, 36. Remember, we are not even a third of the way through this journey. This is very, very bad. But that's gonna have to be for future us, because current us is finishing up this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm apprehensive. I am thinking we should have maybe saved some food. But what's done is done. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to go back into previous branches and try to restart saves, because that is not how I play. We're going to have to live with our choices. If you enjoyed this playthrough, if you are enjoying this playthrough, please follow the channel and find me on places like Twitch, TikTok, as well as here. I am Kimchica, pretty much everywhere. And if you enjoy discussing games with others, maybe you wanted a book club but for video games, consider hopping into geeksandgrounds.com and signing up for my newsletter, where I host a monthly game club where we talk in more detail about games and just dive into them a little bit deeper and slow down our consumption. I have an incredible co-host in Joel, a dear friend of mine IRL, as well as just online here, and we have great discussions. The community is absolutely wonderful, and I hope to see you all there. So that's it for today. Until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, finding lots of games to play, and I'll see you next time in the cafe. Bye!